Welcome to homeschool edition of chapter 12, lesson 1. Hope everyone's doing all right. For the next 3 days, we're going to finish chapter 12. It's a pretty simple chapter. The main topic is parallel lines in the transversal. That's what I'm going to explain now. I will also have other videos available on Schoology for you, but this is the first one to get us started. Our purpose statement today, no, you do not have to write this down, but I'm just putting it out there. Today we're going to find the measures of angles formed by parallel lines in a transversal. You already know what parallel lines are. I'm going to teach you what a transversal is. A couple things that we already know that are going to help us out today. We know what vertical angles are. Two lines when they intersect, the opposite angles are equal to each other. So the top and bottom angle are the same measure, and the left and right angles are the same measure. When two lines intersect, the vertical angles are equal. Supplementary angles. That's two angles that add up to 180 degrees. So we're going to use both those things as well as learning 3 other angle combinations today. But we're going to start with parallel lines in a transversal. Parallel lines, two lines that never intersect. Two lines with no points in common is the right definition, but you guys just think of it as two lines that go on and on forever and they never intersect, like train tracks. You can look around your room or your kitchen, outside, whatever, you can find parallel lines all around you. Okay, any floor pattern, tile, wood floor, whatever, they're all parallel lines. Here we have our parallel lines. Line M, line N are parallel lines. Two lines that go on and on forever, never intersect, never touch. They don't have any points in common. The red line, that's our transversal. The transversal is a line that intersects 2 or more lines. So this red line intersects the blue line right there. It intersects that blue line right there. That's a transversal. When that transversal intersects those 2 parallel lines, you can see 4 different angles are formed. Angle 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, and D. Those 8 angles, we're going to figure out how to find the measure of those 8 angles today. That's what your homework assignment is going to be about. They have some big names. Okay, don't let the names confuse you or concern you. They make sense, okay, but they try to confuse you with the vocabulary words, but that has not been a problem for us all year. The first type is alternate interior angles. Big words, they don't mean much. Interior. If you're an interior decorator, what would you decorate? You would decorate the inside of a house. Well, the interior of our parallel lines would be where the train would go down the train tracks. These are train tracks, there goes our train. Okay, this is the interior. So angles 3, 4, A, and B are interior angles. They're inside the parallel line. Alternating. If we were playing a game, we alternated turns. Like Dakota, if you and I were playing a game. First it would be my turn, then it would be your turn. Then it would be my turn, and we would alternate back and forth, back and forth. When we alternate, we're going to go from one side of the transversal to the other. It's going to be this guy's turn, then this guy's. We're going to go back and forth on opposite sides of the transversal. So, we have angles 3, 4, A, and B as our interior angles. Some of them are equal to each other. The alternating interior angles are the same. Well, angle 3 right here is on the left side of the transversal. If we alternate to the right side of the transversal and come down here, that angle B is the same size. Angle 3 is the same as angle B. They're inside the parallel lines, and the alternator, they're on opposite sides of the transversal. One's on the left, one's on the right. Now the question you might be asking yourself is, what about angle 4? That's on the opposite side of the transversal. You're right, but we already know how to compare angle 1, 2, 3, and 4 to each other. We already know how to do that. I know angle 2 and 3 are vertical angles to each other, so they're equal. I already know how to compare angle 3 to angle 1. Those are supplementary angles. This red line is a straight line. That equals 180 degrees. So angle 3 and angle 1 add up to 180. Angle 3 and angle 4 are also supplementary angles. That blue line is a straight line. That's 180 degrees. It's a straight angle. Those two have to add up to 180. So everything we're going to learn today is how to compare one of these angles up here with one of these angles down here, because we already know how to compare all 4 of those angles. So 3 on the left side of the transversal and in the house matches up with B inside the house, other side, alternating side of the transversal. Those two angles are equal. Angle 4 is also an interior angle. I know how to compare it to that, it's vertical. I know how to compare it to that, it's supplementary. I want to know, how do I compare it to these angles down here? Well, that angle 4 in the house, opposite side of the transversal from angle A also in the house, those two interior angles are equal to each other. So, if I told you angle 3 was 60 degrees, how big is angle 2? 60 degrees, vertical angle. How big is angle 1? That is 120 degrees because they're supplemental. So that makes that 120 degrees. Angle 4 and angle 1 are vertical angles. So they're also equal to each other in 120 degrees. Now that I know angle 3 equals angle B because of alternate interior angles, I can bring that 60 degrees down here. And now I can find all 4 of those angles. That is alternate interior angles. Alternate exterior angles. When you exit a building, when you leave a building, you go to the outside. If you're an exterior decorator, you're decorating the outside of a house. The exterior is outside. This is outside the house. This is outside the house. Those are exterior. So angle 1 and 2 are outside. Remember, a train's inside the house. Outside the tracks, outside the tracks. So angle 1, angle 2 are exterior angles. Angle C and D are exterior angles. Okay, those are our exterior angles. The alternating ones equal each other. So if we start with angle 1, that's on the left side of the transversal. I got to go down here, outside the house, stay out because we're on the exterior now. And you got to alternate, go to the other side of the transversal. Instead of being on the left side, alternate to the right side. Angle 1 equals angle D. 2 is an exterior angle. It's on the right side of the transversal, so alternate to the other side, stay out of the house, and that's angle C. Those are alternate exterior angles. Now notice, this acute angle is 60 degrees. This acute angle was 60 degrees because they're vertical to each other. Angle 3 equals angle B, it's also 60 degrees. Angle 2 equals angle C, it's 60 degrees. All of the acute angles are all going to be the same measure. Okay? They're always going to be the same. So when you get parallel lines in a transversal, the most you're going to have is 2 different angle measures. In this picture right here, I have 60 degree angles and 120 degree angles. All the obtuse angles are going to be 120. These 4 angles are the exact same as those 4 down there. That's always going to happen. So today, alternate interior angles are equal. They're in the house. One's on the left side, one's on the right side of the transversal. Alternate exterior angles are equal. The ones outside of the lines, one on the left side, one on the right side. Alternate exterior angles. You're going to be doing some of that today. There's one more pair of angles I need to tell you about, and it is called corresponding angles. All right, corresponding. Corresponding angles. I try to associate this with cut and paste. You guys on your computers and everything, you know how to cut and paste and move things around. Well, you got C right there for cut, and you got P right there for paste. I call this cut and paste. What we have to do is, again, I'm trying to figure out a way to match these 4 angles with those 4 down there. Okay, I have alternate interior, I have alternate exterior, but there's one more way I can figure out what one of these angles match up with one of those. Here's what you do. Cut the line right here in the middle. If you were to cut that off, and then just pick this up and paste it right on top of that. Pick these 4 angles up, A, B, C, and D, and paste them right on top of those. Match them right up. What angle would be on top of angle 1? And that's angle A. If I pick these up and set right down, angle 1 and angle A are called corresponding angles. If you cut it and paste it, what one ends up right on top of angle 2? When you pick these 4 angles up and set it right on top of that, angle B ends up right on top of angle 2. They're equal. And angle 3 and angle C, angle 4 and angle D. Those are cut and paste. You probably won't use those as often as alternate interior and alternate exterior. The corresponding angles, it's a true fact. You use it once in a while. These 4 just get pasted on top of those 4. How do they match up? Those are corresponding angles. All right, let's take a look at what you're going to be doing tonight. There's a couple ways they can tell you lines are parallel to each other. Most of the time you're going to see these little arrows on the lines. That means this blue line is parallel to that blue line. Sometimes they tell you in the directions. Line E is parallel to line F. There's line E, line F. The red lines are transversal. They're going to give you an angle measure and ask you to find other angles. So they could give you if angle A is 70 degrees. Again, we already know how to compare it to these 4, but let's practice. How big would angle B? Well, angle B is right here. That's supplementary angles. Those are straight lines. So that means it's 180 degrees in a straight line. Subtract the 70 and you get 110. That angle is 110 degrees. Here's the part that you're going to want to do on your homework tonight. They're going to ask you to explain it or why. So for that, you would put supplementary angles. What if angle D is 70 degrees, right here? How big would angle 4 be, right here? That's going to be your hardest one. Okay? And you can do it in 2 steps, or you could do it in 1. You could say, you could go vertical here, alternate interior to there. That would work. What they want you to do is cut and paste. Pick these 4 angles up, cut the line, right here, just cut it. Paste it on top. D is on top of 4, so it's 70 degrees, and that would be corresponding. If you want to put cut and paste or CP, just put CP, that'd be fine. Another one, if angle 2 is 105, I'm changing the numbers now. Let's get these 70s and 110s out of there. If angle 2 is 105 degrees, how big is angle C and Y? Here's angle C down here. That obtuse angle and that obtuse angle have to be the same, so it's 105. And the Y would be outside, they're on the exterior of the lines, and they alternate, top to bottom of the transversal. So those are alternating exterior angles. So put alternating exterior. Your homework's going to look more like this tonight, though. In actuality, they're going to give you one angle, angle 2, and they're going to ask you to find the other 7. And you're going to put every obtuse angle is 105, and every acute angle is 180 minus 105 is 75, and those are all going to be 75. The obtuse angles will be the same, the acute angles will be the same. You got to be able to tell me what alternate interior is, what alternate exterior is, or if it's vertical or if it's supplementary. That's it for today. What I'd like you to do is, in your book on page 531, just try those questions. Get a feel for these questions on parallel lines and transversals. Tomorrow we'll have a Zoom. It'll probably be Wednesday. We'll talk about these questions. I'll give you some more homework for the rest of the week. And we'll finish this first week of homeschool, and then we'll get on to the chapter 13, the big important chapter. All right, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, give me an email. Talk to you later.